Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Cruisin the Planet. I'm your host here, Ethan, with...
Hey, guys, it's me, Jake.
For everyone watching the episode on our YouTube channel, you'll notice that things are reversed this time. Jake is in the studio, and I am at home at my apartment. We are still performing social distancing, even though in Texas, as y'all know, everything is starting to slowly open back up. We're not allowed to be in the same room yet for safety reasons, so the only way to get Jake onto an episode is to catch him while he is at work up at the station. So Jake, you
Yeah,
are the man who's in control of the episode right now.
I am in control of the
I
episode.
I am at
You're giving me
my
a lot. You are giving me a lot of power that
I'm
I
giving
don't
you a
think
lot of power, but you're a regular and
Yes,
the people want to see you.
yes.
So I'm not too worried about it. Fun thing I'm able to do, because one of the rules at the station is you're not allowed to have beverages or anything up front. I am able to hold a mug
Yep.
while up here. Look at me
No,
go.
anytime I did like a meeting for like a Zoom meeting, I'd grab a soda because I could.
Right,
It's
just
my
because you
house, my
could.
rules. Yeah,
Right.
my house, my rules. If I spill
Yeah.
it on a keyboard, who cares? Like the $20 to get a new one.
Like that's all on me.
Yeah.
No, I do have I have all of my desk things, my very cluttered desk because of finals and such finishing up.
My desk is always cluttered. I have a
Right?
incredibly
It just
cluttered desk.
accumulates things. But
Yes.
we're not here to talk about my desk, Jake. We are here to talk about you and what you have been up to
Oh,
during all of this social distancing and all of this sort of quote unquote quarantining.
well, I mean, as of recently, I'm like pretty much done with the semester. I turned in
Right?
all my projects, so that's been a huge weight off my back.
Yeah.
I
You want to
went through
talk about your projects real quick? Just give us
on
a rundown.
let's see. So I made like a short video game for my games graphics GUI class. It's nothing really special. It's just like a small little kind of puzzler, simple, where you just go into each room and you like turn on and off switches to make them all like the same color.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing super like special, no real major graphics. I couldn't get the graphic like picture import feature of the language we were using to work
Mm-hmm.
properly, so I just use like primitive shapes to
Okay. What
yeah.
sort of, is it a certain design that you were going for? What was the like scope of the project?
Originally before quarantine, I was planning on making a Yume Nikki clone. Have you heard of the game Yume Nikki?
I have not.
It is this Japanese, like it's like a kind of the first walking simulator type game. It's very Earthbound inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Where you play as this girl named Madatsuki, and the whole game is like she falls asleep and
Mm-hmm.
then like wakes up in her dreams, and like it's exploring her dreams and finding like objects and solving puzzles like in her dream.
Okay.
So I wanted to make something like that.
Very art house.
Very art house, and it just got to a point where like I can't even import like text into it. So I was like, I can't get this to work properly. That will have to be something I do like just as a hobby on my own time.
Yeah.
That was one of my projects. That was like the big one. The rest are like, hey, like take these like 3D models and like render them properly, like these 3D
Okay.
model scenes, and do
I remember you were
stuff like that.
talking to me a while ago about an animation you were working on. Did that ever come through?
Yes, that was last semester. That
Okay.
went through. It's been a while since I've thought of that. I've just completely memory holed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a thing that I finished. I probably could have done better, but
Yeah.
yeah. Right. I mean, everyone who's seen it says they like it, but I don't know. I guess I'm just too much of a critic on myself.
I mean, throw it out to the internet.
I mean, it is on the internet.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you want us to link it in the
I
in
don't
the
even
show?
know where it is.
Oh,
like,
you just got rid of it.
yeah, no, I
Sent.
uploaded it. I uploaded it onto the place she wanted us to upload it, and then I would just like was like, okay, that's done. She got it.
I created my
We're
account
good.
just for this, and I'm done.
Pretty much.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, I know work stuff. Recently, we all had to do our portfolio reviews.
Yeah.
For anyone who isn't in the Intern to Learn program at Tarleton, we have a special procedure where at the end of every semester, we have to write up a 3 to 5 page paper and submit an article of what we worked on
Yeah.
over like the course of our job.
It's like you write like a short paper, you provide like an artifact, and there's something else you provide, and I forgot what it was.
Well, we didn't have to do a resume this time. I was
Yes,
told
it's
last
normally
time we had to do a resume.
It's normally a resume, which is funny because I got like I actually like one of my like kind of mid-semester projects was to make up a resume. So I was just gonna I was like, oh, I already have this and it's up to date.
Yeah, I'm currently building my new resume for radio work and such.
Yeah. But yeah, I have my resume and it's really nice looking. Because I used InDesign. I didn't just like slap it into like Microsoft Word. So
nice.
very nice.
Yeah, I'm using PowerPoint as my template, quote unquote.
Gotcha. That'll translate well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the Intern to Learn thing. So what did you want to ask about it?
I was just curious, what was the article that you sent in? Because you're the music director at the station.
You know those things I print off there, like the top hits.
Yeah, for the website that you keep sending me.
Well, not just those. Like what I do is I print a copy for myself, and then I like make marks on it, like indicating like, okay, so this is I basically copy what's on the billboard on the charts, but do it contextualized within like what we currently have. I would like, if something's not on the charts, I'd like put an X through it. If something had like was up, I'd put like the number in the color green, because green is up, red's down.
Okay.
Like I have like a whole color code for it, and then that's like good. Underneath it, I would have like a list of artists that are charting that we don't have. And so like I would do that, and I would include notes, and I just took one of those that I have, and I like took a picture of it with my phone. My new phone that's nice and has a not bad camera.
Not an awful screen either.
Yeah. Like, yeah, no pink line, no nothing. I have it right here. And like, there's, as you can see, no giant ugly pink line.
Nice.
Right.
I don't know if we got to this on the episodes prior, but Jake has destroyed his old phone.
Oh yeah.
Such that there was a pink perfect line right down the middle. And just
there's like, it's one of those
awful.
I looked it up, and it's one of those things to where that's like straight up just a hardware problem. And my old phone was one of those phones you couldn't like just replace parts. You'd have to get a new phone.
Yeah.
Which it was the Galaxy S6 Edge, I think it was, which is I looked it up, and that's probably one of the worst phones you can get. My new phone is a LG X ThinkQ, and it's the only flagship model for like Androids that still has a 3.5 jack. So most of the other ones most of the others are going full wireless. This one doesn't. So this one has the option for headphones or an aux jack if you want. And I really like that. And the other cool thing about it, which I don't have for this, is you can get a peripheral that you can attach that's like a case. It's about like $100, but it turns your phone into like a dual screen. So you can like open it up. Like, you know, those like cases where you would open it up.
Yeah.
It's like that, but like the other side is a screen.
So like a Nintendo DS.
Sort of like a Nintendo DS. And that's definitely like a future purchase. Maybe it's on the list of stuff to get whenever I have more money. But yes, very nice. And my favorite thing about it that my old phone did not have, and this is the thing I've been super excited for, is it has room for a micro SD card. So I bought a micro SD card, 512 gigabytes, and I put my whole music library on here.
Nice.
Right?
Jake is, I think we've talked about this a couple times, but Jake is all about a physical medium when it comes to his music and movies.
Yes, and
most
movies.
Of your media is all physical.
I don't like streaming. Like, I've never cared for it. I don't like it's a mix of like, I don't like a corporation telling you what I'm able to watch, and like a mix of like, if I don't have internet, like I'm SOL, you know, I can't really do anything. So I like to have the option to just have access to my piece of media whenever I want to. And when it comes to like digital, it has to be something that I either own physically or I'm unable to own physically. So like I can get like digital stuff, but it has to be like something that like there's just no physical release of it yet.
Yeah.
And I like, this is like really crazy of me, but like if I can't put my whole digital library on here, like I'm not gonna like bother like taking stuff out. I want all or nothing.
I see.
No.
You're not going to piece and part your favorites.
Yes, no, I'm too much of like a weirdo freak to do something like that. I want to have my whole library on my phone, and I do now, which is great because I could listen to whatever I want to.
Now you don't have to worry about carrying around a CD disc or any players.
I still have one just in case, but I'm probably not. It's probably going to just be shelved for a while.
Leave it in the car.
Yeah.
Well, nice. Well, it's good to hear that finals were easy. Your portfolio was good.
I'm all done. Yeah.
And you got a new phone. So
have a good.
Let's move in to the more enjoyable part.
Yes.
It's a little melancholy because of the circumstance. However, I understand that no one's allowed to go outside anymore. Yes. Not really. Because there's no such thing as the common space. That area is dangerous. How have you been spending free time? And actually, we'll get into those later, those more advanced questions later. How have you been spending your free time first?
I actually
you would normally be spending.
Actually, this weekend I started. I picked up Better Call Saul, which is the spinoff series of Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah.
So I got that, and in between seasons, I plan on watching. I picked up I think every major what are they? The Hannibal Lecter like series. So I have Red Dragon, I have Silence, I have Hannibal, and I have Hannibal Rising. So I'm gonna like in between seasons, I'm gonna watch a few of those, get caught up on some of my backlog of the movies, the DVDs that I haven't had a chance to watch. I recently figured out how to properly decompile the version of Minecraft I plan on modding. So that door's open. I'm going to try and start getting into Minecraft modding again. And I have gotten like more invested in studying Japanese. I've been more consistent with.
Yeah, I've seen your notes around the office.
Yes, you have seen my notes around the office. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been. That's kind of what I've been up to. It's honestly just what I would do, even if we weren't in social isolation. Just because I'm a massive hermit, I stick to myself.
Just a hermit and a project-oriented boy.
Very project oriented. Like it's one of those things to where I wish I had more time to do more projects, because it's like I want to learn how to play an instrument, but I just don't have time for it because all my other stuff eats up too much.
I mean, you are choosing your projects in one way, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
So it shouldn't be a problem to eventually get to the next one, right?
One day, whenever I get to that point, I'll get to that point. Cross that bridge when I get to it.
Right. So it's Minecraft modding, it's binge watching, or just sort of slow rolling Better Call Saul?
A little bit of both. It just depends. One thing this is sort of what I did with Breaking Bad during quarantine was like I would come to the station and I would like do my work, and then whenever I went on lunch break, since we have like an extended lunch break, I would watch like 2 episodes of Breaking Bad, then come back. And then like whenever I got home, I would like, sometimes I would like watch maybe 1, sometimes I'd watch like 5. Just depends on if I have time for it. And I think I'm going to do a similar thing with Better Call Saul. But I I just started on it, so I'm still on season 1, and it is it's really good so far. I don't know if it's as good as Breaking Bad yet, but people say it gets to like that point. So yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
I'm very excited for it.
That's good. It's good to have a casual free time event.
Absolutely.
And so you said it was Minecraft modding next, which I don't want to like steal any of your things, but I know that when we've talked on lunch breaks, it's been extensive.
Yes.
When you talk about the mods that you try and put together in the packs. So I'm really curious.
the one I'm really going for as like this has always been kind of a passion project thing, and you're gonna know this is 100% what you would expect me to make.
Go
I want
ahead.
to make a very in-depth like flag mod.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yes. Like, so a mod that
Like
adds
way
like,
better than the banner crafting that you have
no, I
now.
I do not like banner crafting. It's just too limited. How can I make like a California flag with banners that doesn't look like crap? You know, that doesn't
Hmm.
look like total garbage. I can't. Like, I want to be able to like, if I can't like just have a mod, because there is a mod that does have like flags that you can like make, which
Hmm.
is Galacticraft. The problem is the method of making them is kind of dumb. You only get like one flag design per character for per
Mm.
like per player,
Okay.
and like there's only one like flag dimension available, and there's no like transparency, so you can't do like the Ohio flag or
Right.
like the Nepalese flag, which are not of
Yeah.
a square rectangular shape, you
Hmm.
know. So I want to do something like that. um I don't know if I'm going to go down to like the just a full, because it's like it's a mix of, I want to do like full customization,
Hmm.
because like part of like making a flag is making like something that's like personal to you. But
Yeah.
it's also, on the other hand, it's like I like the idea of having like a centralized structure of like, here is like a flag that exists in reality that you can use. So I'm
Yeah.
probably going to like split the middle and just add both to it. um but yeah, that's sort of my goal, is
Okay.
to make something like that.
Yeah. You get the ability to use all of the pigments as well, so you're doing this sort of like.
I'm not even going to worry about pigments, dude. It's going to
Oh.
be like, I'm going to go full like RGB, like where you have the full color spectrum, you
Okay.
know? Because it's
Got
like,
it.
why limit myself to the colors that Minecraft provides? There's like, how many? Like 16,
Let me look it up
12?
real fast. You're
There's
gonna
not enough. There's just
listen. You
not
can
enough.
listen into my mechanical keyboard.
Yep. I'm actually planning on getting a mechanical keyboard pretty soon. Which one do you have?
Oh geez, what is this? I think it's a Microsoft Sidewinder X6.
Gotcha.
It
Uh,
it's
yeah, my friend recommended the Red Dragon. Sorry for interrupting,
no,
but
it's fine.
yeah, my friend recommended me a Red Dragon, I think it was
Hmm.
called. But I'm not like a super like invested in keyboards. It's just mine is
Yeah.
so dirty and gunky, and just it's gotten to the point where it's like I might as well just get rid of it,
Hmm.
you know, and just get a new one and treat it better. But I've had the keyboard I have for probably about a decade. So yeah, I just need a new one.
16 is the answer. But yeah,
16.
yes, 16.
Not a whole lot. Not a
The
whole lot of colors.
No, but the one reason that I chose this keyboard specifically, if we're gonna switch to keyboards real
All
fast,
right.
is I was learning how to do a thing called what was it called? It was another one of my weird English like shortcutting note taking skills where you use stenography. That's right. You ever heard
Yeah.
of stenography?
Um, I don't think so. Elaborate.
Yeah, I can run you down. So
Sure.
the idea is basically you have a modified keyboard with 8 to 10 keys on it, and
Okay.
you do multi-key strokes because stenography was originally designed for court note taking
Okay.
or medical note taking, where you would be in a high pressure situation and your entire job is to take every single word that is uttered in the like the office place, especially in
Okay.
like a court of law, right?
Okay.
So it was originally a form of shorthand notation. You know how I love my
Yeah,
writing in
you like, I see
shorthand,
your Greg. I see your Greg like you see my kanji.
right? Where the two note takers are hiding out in
Yep.
the office left.
Pretty much, yeah.
So originally I wanted to take all of my engineering notes for my classes on my laptop, and I
Yeah.
found out a way to use my laptop in stenography. And then eventually I got my big editing computer here at home, the one that I'm broadcasting from here.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I'm going to get a true keyboard, I ought to get a keyboard that has the ability to operate like the full thing, right?
Okay.
And that's this keyboard here. It works the drivers with a um, specialized program that converts every keystroke and multi keystroke into um, into Steno, and the
Yeah.
reason that works is because it has infinite rollover. You familiar with the
Okay.
idea of like key rollover where it stops ghosting?
Yes. Yes.
And so that's the main reason, is that it's driver compatible and no key rollover. But they
All
stopped
right.
making it. The keyboard's
They stopped making
actually,
it.
yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
Wow. It's probably worth a lot of money now.
No, it's like $40.
Uh,
Like they made a million of them and then just stopped making them because
they're just like, there's enough for everyone who wants one.
yeah,
So
basically. So
we're just
they're
gonna.
just hard to find because nobody wants them.
Okay, I see.
Uh,
Yeah.
But they have a pretty cool audio suite adjustment on them, so I'm kind of psyched.
What I really I know this is probably impossible to make.
Mm-hmm.
I want someone to make like a keyboard. You know
Mm,
how like there's keyboards that have like the LEDs, like the RGB LEDs.
yeah,
I want one where it's like instead of being like a okay, so this has like the imprint of a K and that lights up. I want
yeah.
something where it's like it's just a clear key and the
Mm-hmm.
LED lights up to which key like you would press
Yeah.
and you would like flip a switch to change languages. So like you can switch to like a Cyrillic keyboard or like a
You want
Japanese.
programmably displayed keys.
Yes.
You want the ability to, like, you have your WASD on the gaming pad,
Yes.
or you can switch it over to like the Spanish extended keyboard or the
Yeah.
Japanese
100%.
modified.
No,
Okay.
absolutely. I want something like that.
Yeah.
Throwing this out into the ether, I would buy that. I don't even know all that many languages, but just the
Right.
ability to like switch, like to be like, I want to write in Cyrillic text.
Yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
know?
you could program in as many languages as you need. It would be
No, I know. I have Japanese programmed on my computer, but that doesn't mean I don't want like a Japanese keyboard
Well, yeah.
that can reflect it.
No, yeah,
Right?
because your keyboard would make the whole thing easier. You just look
Oh,
on your
absolutely.
thing.
Hmm.
Okay, internet. This one's going out to you. We want a programmable keyboard that you
Yes.
program the display.
Hmm.
Personally, I would love to be able to program the display to anything because then I could sneak Greg shorthand on that bad boy.
Absolutely.
That would be fun.
Is there like Greg shorthand in like
Can't be typed.
can't be typed?
Cannot be typed due to the
All right.
extreme interconnectivity of the lines. Also,
What about Arabic though?
certain words are this tall.
Okay.
There's two ways that strokes can move. They can move right or from left to right, or they can move up, down, like on a vertical
Yeah.
line. So like your V's are a double length F, so they're
Yeah.
taller. Your L's are a double length R, so they're longer.
Okay.
So you could really, like, if you have a lot of B's and L's, like the word believe goes from like top left of your page all the way to bottom right of your page. It just spans so much. And there is no way to sort of implement that unless you typed out a full dictionary in Greg, which I guess you could do. But then again, there's the secondary part of the language, which I'm starting to get into, which is personalized abbreviations, which is an idea from Steno where like, oh, this guy uses his own code within a code.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of like Japanese names because like, yeah, you can like hear someone's pronounce like their name, but it's like there's probably like thousands of different ways you could spell it just based on the amount of different kanji that have like the exact same pronunciation,
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of like that.
So there's definitely like, there's a chance to be able to do it, but not really. It would be fun. It'd be fun. Maybe Pitman.
Yeah.
Pitman is a more simplified version designed for like fountain pens or specialized pens.
Yeah. I mean, I'm certain that hey, maybe you could be the one to program the Unicode.
Maybe I could create the shorthand I mean, it's Steno. That's the one that exists for typing fast. 300 words per minute.
300 words per minute.
That's what a stenographer should be able to do.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But
that is pretty cool.
Let's move into a little more advanced interview questions that I've been asking everyone else. I understand that classes are almost over, or rather they are over for everyone. But I was curious, now that we're moving into summer, Jake, do weekends exist anymore?
For me, because I still have like I'm still going to be working here.
Right.
So it's like they're going to be a bit complicated because to me it'd be like I would have an extended weekend because I don't currently don't work Mondays.
Right.
So
And I don't work Fridays.
yeah, so we both have like an extended 3-day weekend just
Mm-hmm.
inherently. And then like I have tomorrow, Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
from the day we're recording this off. So that would be like a sort of weekend in a way.
When this comes out, Jake won't be there.
Yes. But so for me, yes, just because I'm working, if I were to work at a place where I would have to work like Saturday and Sunday, but I'd be off on like a Tuesday and Wednesday, at that point, the weekends would be so like disoriented that I would probably lose track. Maybe not. I don't know. Like I'm pretty organized by keeping like my calendar on my phone pretty up to date. So I don't think it would affect me too much. If I was completely just like living like a total leech neat, then yeah, weekends probably wouldn't exist.
All right.
Or like so the people who are working from home, weekends probably don't exist.
It's like the rest of the crew, everyone that's working at home, so far they've been like, no, weekends don't really exist because it's just kind of every day now.
Yeah, it's every day, bro.
Oh, no. So weekends only exist for people who are allowed outside, the necessary workers, right?
Yeah.
I know that over in the restaurant, we're still running up a lot of orders, so my weekends don't really exist.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Texas, I've got a little bit of a rant for just if you bear with me for like five minutes.
Trust me, I love when people rant. Go ahead.
Okay. Texas opened up last Friday.
I heard.
And it was as if I got called in Friday. I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Because it was as if no one had eaten in days. We had more to-go orders. Takeout, and dine-in than we had. And I'm not talking like, oh, it was like quarantine and everything was like short. Like we had more orders all in those 3 days than we'd had the entire break in quarantine.
Yeah.
And I understand that like there's a certain level of we have to keep saving consistently and such, but do not order all of your food at the same time everyone else is ordering all of your food. We physically can't make it that fast, man.
I don't think here's the thing.
People were coming in and ordering like just last night, I made 16 orders of cheese sticks. I was on Fry.
Yeah.
I fried 16 orders of cheese sticks. I've never fried that many cheese sticks in my entire life.
Jesus.
They're 8 a piece.
Eight.
Eight for an order. And people were just like, yeah, we want cheese sticks. We want loaded cheddar fries. We want...
The thing is you have to understand these people are stupid and selfish. You know, like I'm just going to say it. Like a lot of these people don't think, they just think the one person in the universe have not had food since quarantine. Have had
food. I know that they had food because I went to Walmart when it all started and Walmart emptied. No, they were out of beans, flour, all of the snack cereal, all of the chips. Like everyone had their snack foods.
No, here's the thing though, is that they're like, yeah, we had that, but we haven't had Montana's since quarantine. So we're going to go because trust me, I'm like these people, I'm not trying to defend them. They're
I know.
Yes.
I know because I work there. I'm like, we're not that necessary because like we're like a dine-in restaurant.
Yes.
I'd understand the bar on a certain level. I'm turning 21 in a couple of days. So like I get that like alcohol is socially like a necessary thing for some people.
I forgot who told this. I think it was Lance told me through someone else. It was either that or I don't remember. But the point is that the reason why alcohol is an essential service is because people who are alcoholics will actually die.
Yeah, there's medical reasons to it at a certain point of like
there's purpose to having alcohol.
So I get that, the fact that we have a bar and such, but like you don't need to order a ticket this tall, man.
Yeah, like get some like get a steak and then go.
Get a burger and some fries. But like a party of 5 doesn't need to show up. Like I guess there's also the level of like we haven't been outside to see our friends, so we're gonna go meet up for food. But like, take your food and get out of here.
Like, it's like not just that,
Leave.
but like even with the whole like we're all like being like meeting just because like Texas says like, oh yeah, like quarantine's lifted, that doesn't mean anything, you know. Like there's news that like there's a brand new spanking coronavirus
Right.
mutation that's gonna like be even more infectious, you
Right.
know. Like,
Just 2 weeks from now, I only assume that 2 weeks from now we're gonna be locking everything back down.
no, we will. No, trust me, we absolutely will. Like, it's summer. Summer is like
Oh yeah.
like summer and spring are like prime times
Travel
for,
times.
yeah, for like viruses and whatnot. Like
Mhm.
winter. This happened at like in the middle of like February is when this
Right.
was
Right at
like
the end of
perking
winter
up.
when everyone was already getting tired of staying inside.
Yeah, no, and it's like the whole thing with like the winter, like winter is when it was like coming into like flourishing, and it really spiked up during spring,
Well,
you know.
we all know that it was just the spring breakers that did this.
No, I'm not saying it was the spring breakers. My point is that
Mm,
spring is hot and
I
spring is a
see.
good time to like like be a like a grow as a virus, you know?
I see. I see what you're
You
getting
know.
at.
Same thing with summer, you
A
know.
lot of people interacting, a lot of outdoors
And
activities, so
it's
you
hot,
have the
like
best chance.
the cold kills illnesses. Cold kills like all the stuff that makes you feel bad. That's why I like winter.
I see.
It's
I've
one of the
never heard
reasons why I like
that,
winter.
but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
So
no expert. I'm no expert. This is
that's
coming. Yeah.
but that's the end of my little rant over the restaurant is
Restaurant.
that's that. Please stop ordering so much food. Just like get a thing and go, please. Or if you're gonna
Yeah.
stay in, don't like order rounds of stuff. But anyways, so weekends do and do not exist anymore. What
It's
about
like quantum.
right? It's that we're all living a quantum state. It's a Schrodinger's schedule.
Yeah.
Um, for people who have been at home, and I was experiencing a lot of this near the end with emails and emails regarding questions. I had a lot of classes that dealt with discussion questions, and I know classes are over, but summer break is going to end and classes are going to be picking back up, or for all of the high school audience who still has summer classes or still has classes for the next week, I believe, in town. What uh Jake, did you have any experience of this, of where class no longer had a time, but rather it just kind of needed to be something you were doing all day?
Every single class of mine had like they basically decided, all right, here's a project, get it
Mm-hmm.
done. And it was
Okay.
like it was close enough to the end to where they're like, we're just gonna give them the final project
Yeah.
and they're gonna work on it. I had my games graphics GUI class gave me a couple of assignments I needed to work on, and
Yeah.
there's 2 assignments other than the final that I need to work on, and I got one of those done, and the other one I couldn't get to work,
Mm-hmm.
so I did not do it. But
Ooh.
everything else, everything else
Yeah.
worked swimmingly, so
Okay.
we're good on that. But yeah, no, for me, in terms of classes, it was all just a matter of like yeah, kind of what you said is just at a time where you just kind of need to do it,
Mm-hmm.
which let me just say, that's the worst kind of like situation you could put me in for like a job or work or school,
Yeah.
is because I need the structure of you work at this time,
Yeah.
you leave at this time. Because if it's just like oh, you work when you need to work, you know, get
Mm-hmm.
it done by this day, I'm like, oh well, I need it to be done by that day, so I'm going to wait until the last
Yeah. I'm
minute.
gonna do it on that day.
Yeah, I'm going to do it on, which is kind of what I did for my final project. I did it on like, I got it all wrapped up on like the week I was supposed to end it, you
Yeah.
know, like, so that's what I did. And that's the problem, is that like, I need the structure of like
Mm-hmm.
someone telling me like, hey, like, you need to do this. Here's like some designated times for you to do it. And it's
Right.
easier for me to make time outside of my normal schedule if I have like a class that I'm going to regularly, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because I already have that in
No,
place,
yeah, definitely. Like
you know?
there is something to be said about being in class and having that one-on-one connection, the ability to
Mhm.
just have a question answered right then and there. My biggest
Yeah.
issue with all of the math homeworks I was dealing with was I have questions about problems, this, and this. So I immediately open my email, look through the book, look through the problems, start working on them. 2 hours later, I can't solve like number 14 and number 18. So I send an email to my professor. So we're already like 3 hours after class, after quote unquote class, right?
Yeah.
I send him my questions. He could respond immediately to never. But the entire time I just sit there waiting for an answer.
Oh, absolutely.
Because our Cal 2 program is the most like inclusive maths that we offer at Tarleton, where it covers the most material. It's just so many chapters.
Yeah.
Here, I can show you my book.
Oh boy, book time. That is a big book.
We go from chapters.
Hold on. Show me the front cover? I think I had that book
for Cal 1 and Cal 2.
For Cal 1.
Cal 1. It's
because I took Cal 1.
For Calculus 1, you go to this much of the book.
Yeah.
If you can see that.
Yeah.
Thickness. Mm-hmm. So like I'd say that's a first third. Cal 2 is the back 60% of the book.
Yeah, Christ.
So we
how do you memorize all that stuff?
6 through 12. It's not memorization. It's understanding a way of solving problems. Yeah, I've actually learned a lot from the classes.
Yeah.
So I'm not racking on anyone here.
No, I know. I was just gonna say, like, one thing people like recommend. This is what I use. You might have heard me mention it before. I use this to memorize like vocabulary.
Yeah.
Is Anki. You have that on your phone? It's the flashcards.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Like you use it for pretty much everything. You know, you just get a deck and you like add cards to it and it uses like spaced repetition. Yeah, we've been over this. We've talked about this.
You've talked to me about it extensively. It's helped you a lot in using that repetition. Here's a problem though. It's a math class. It's a thought class. It's a way of solving problems. It just requires time and practice.
It's a lot harder, but like there is a way to do it if you can like think outside the box.
Exactly. And that's a lot of this is like, we can't solve this algebra problem. So we're going to use calculus to make it into a completely different problem that we know how to solve.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the basis of these is showing you techniques. That's why the book's so long. It's a lot of just problems to
like
solve.
What you could do is like do something where it's like put in a question or not question but like a technique and then take out like a key word from that would be like necessary to understanding it,
right?
And then like that's the answer, that's what's on the flip side of the card.
Okay, I see.
You know, that could be something.
Yeah. I just going through it, it's like that class, so I have problems and I need like in-depth, I have really complicated problems of like, I'm using this solution technique, here's where I'm at. Yeah. And the only way for him to answer is to work the problem out and then send me a discussion-based solution to it, which is like something you can do in a one-on-one class or not in a one-on-one class, but like in a group, because I can ask the person next to me, hey, I don't understand this. And they can just like show me the minus sign that I forgot, or
and it's
write
hard
something
to do that,
on notes really easy.
It's hard to do that in like a Zoom meeting.
We don't even have Zoom meetings. You just email your homework, right? And
that's extremely hard.
And so my professor has a million one-on-one conversations with every single one of us because we all have slightly different questions because we're all at different stages of understanding these advanced techniques.
Yeah.
Whereas when we were in a big room, we all got up on the whiteboard and like, I knew how to get to this stage, but I don't know what to do here. I look over here. He doesn't know how to get to this stage, but he knows how to get here. And she knows how to write the correct answer in the correct format. And that person over there knows this. And we were like a group. That's completely dead.
Yeah.
There's no way to collaborate. And so we would just ask questions and wait until right before the homework was due. And we'd finally get an answer. And it just really put a lot of stress because sometimes you get an immediate answer, sometimes you don't. And so classes took all day.
No, absolutely. Now. Absolutely.
Just this level of here's your assignment. And I was just sort of at, like, I guess I'm posing this question of, did you feel this as well for any of your classes?
For me, it was always a matter of like, I felt like that just because it's a matter of, I'm one of those people who has a very like I'm very stubbornly independent in that
Mm,
even if like I need help, I need someone to push me to ask for help,
I
you
see.
know? So it's really hard for me to like message a professor to like ask a question,
Yeah.
so
So
which
you're not willing to raise your hand in class.
yeah, I'm not the kind like in class there's almost like a social pressure for me to raise my hand, but like
Right.
whenever I'm at home, it's a matter of like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to like do that, like
Okay.
I don't want to go through the process of like opening my Outlook, opening my email, typing up an email, sending the email, like
Right.
I raise my hand, that's the hand, and then like once they call on me, like that's it, I'm locked in. But
Mm-hmm.
there's it's like the difference between like a it's like roller coasters, if you want to look at it like that. Like you
Yeah.
have like a Mr. Freeze where it's like you get in, you sit in, and it like starts immediately and it's going
Mm-hmm.
fast, or you have
Right.
like a Texas Giant where it's like you start and it's like slowly going up, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't really want to go through that
Building
process.
anticipation.
Yeah, it's like the building anticipation of it, and it's like I just want to get to the punchline, and I can do that by just hand up,
Right.
you know
And that's
like
gone now.
it is very much gone. It's even with like Zoom meetings, like you can't raise your hand,
Right. You
because
can, but it's not. That doesn't change the fact
there's
that you're still a square on screen.
you're like it's a presence, like there's a presence issue with it, where you're in a class, you have that full 360 like kind of field of view where you see someone raise their hand and you get the impression of, hey, like there's the physical,
Mm-hmm.
he needs something, in a class. And even then, for some people who don't have like cams, like
Mm-hmm.
you have to call out, and that could interrupt the class or something. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
I am not at all in any way a fan of online classes, and
Yeah.
I really hope next semester they decide against it. But who
Well,
knows?
I mean, you saw the thing that we're allowed to opt in or out of them.
Yeah.
So there is that at least,
hmm
where it's a choice and they're not making them mandatory. I don't perform well in online classes. I have way too many problems with them.
I had a panic attack
Oh
because of
yeah.
online classes. Yes, I actually like had like a little bit of a mental breakdown towards the end
Hmm.
because like I couldn't handle the pressure and the stress of it. I mean, I got over it pretty quickly, but like it was still like a big enough issue to where it served like a mental, not hazard, I'd say, but it was mentally taxing on me, you know, having to deal with online classes, because it got to a point. The thing that like really tipped me over the edge was like the project that I didn't do, that I couldn't do. I realized like, oh wow, that was due 3 days ago. Like I
Ooh.
I knew like the project was due on a teen day. So it was like a 16, 17 something. And then
Mhm.
I was looking, I was like, oh, it's April 20th. That should have been due a while ago. Oh, it
Ooh.
was. And I freaked. It wasn't even that important of an assignment. Like it was a very much if I didn't do it, I would have still passed.
Yeah.
But just like the thought of like I missed this, I would not have missed this if like I
There was
had that
structure.
structure.
Yeah.
Yes, and that caused me to just panic and freak out, and
Mhm.
it was rough, but
I bet.
yeah, I got through it. Saw good, man.
Well, Jake, I'm glad that you survived this semester,
Dude.
and we have
Mhm.
all of summer to sort of get onto a relaxed state and start figuring out the sort of trials of
Just detox.
online without
Yeah.
going through such a difficult process. Really,
Yeah.
that it happened right at the end.
Yeah.
But sounds like you've got good weekends. You've got some relaxing thing to do, and our job, personally, I don't think our job is the most stressful.
I think our
Quite honestly,
job's
I've worked a lot worse jobs. I really enjoy what I'm doing here at the station.
oh, absolutely. No, this
So,
job's great. This
Jake,
job's
let's go ahead and hit that outro song. The outro
all right.
song just
So
is the big purple button.
it's just the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Same thing. All right.
All right, everyone. This has been your episode of Cruisin the Planet. You can listen here
Ryder.
for some things to do in and around Stephenville. We know that everything's been adjusted. If you've got any recommendations for episode ideas or something you want us to talk about on the next couple of shows, you can always catch us at our social links at KXTR The Planet 100.7 on Twitter and Instagram. You can also hit up a comment on this video if you've been watching us our YouTube diligently. And to the 14 or so podcast listeners, please let me know that you're listening to the episodes. Please interact with us on social media. I'm getting anxious over here. I feel like there's a lot of people listening, or there's not a lot of people listening. I'm the one person that checks numbers, and it's a horrible curse. That's my little, Jake, just between you and me, that's my little, like, side plea to act like I'm going crazy.
Yes.
Everyone, we've had a lot of fun making this episode. Jake, I will catch you probably at the end of your party, depending on however that works out.
Yes, that'll be a weird, fun little experiment.
Yeah. And depending on whether or not we have anyone doing another interview on what they have or have not been doing over quarantine, we will be catching you possibly next week. So listeners, you stay tuned. We might announce it on Twitter, just a heads up. So Jake, I hope you have a good day and you have yourself a good weekend.
Absolutely. I will be heading out pretty soon, in about an hour.
Yeah.
And I think you will be heading up here.
Yeah, I'll be up there at 1:00.
All right. Well, I'll see you around, man.
All right, Jake. Bye.